evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm James McCarthy, ready with up-to-the-minute reports from all over the world. Now the news. Well, America, after almost a full week without taking a vacation, President Eisenhower took advantage of a break in the weather today and played golf, while the Congress decided on the alternative, work. Plowing into a heavy schedule, the Senate as well as the House dug in its heels into what promised to be the last long and continuous session before recessing for the political conventions. The key measure facing consideration in both houses before they take a 5 or 6 week convention break is the bill to give Ike authority to crack down on Fidel Castro by cutting sugar imports from Cuba. There's a side note to this story. Before the Senate session began, Democratic leader Lyndon Johnson warned his fellow legislators to be prepared for one of the busiest and longest days of the congressional year. How late? At least until the wee hours of the morning. More news in a moment.
Reach for your partner. Swing to the right when the music stops. Give her a light. L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor. Unlocks the flavor. Unlocks the flavor. L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor in a filtered cigarette.
In today's L&M, fine tobaccos can be blended.
Blended, blended, blended.
Not to suit a filter, but to suit your taste. So through the miracle tip, pure white inside, pure white outside, you get taste. More taste. More taste by far.
L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor in a filtered cigarette.
Reach for flavor. Reach for L&M.
The British Lion seems to be taking the glamour away from Uncle Sam's eagle today, as the British Foreign Office decides it's time for somebody to take a stand against the bearded bad boy of the Caribbean. Definite retaliation against the Cuban government for the confiscation of the Anglo-Dutch Shell oil refinery in Havana was the order of the day. But they'd better make their move quick, according to our latest reports, as heard now from Robert Perez in Havana.
There are increasing rumors in Havana that the Cuban government may sign a military defense treaty with the Soviet Union. This rumor is not believed too unlikely by veteran observers who point out that such a pact may give revolutionary leaders the needed moral support in their campaign to break American prestige in the hemisphere. Further, it is reminded that these same leaders have been grooming the people for an invasion by the United States ever since coming to power 18 months ago. But the pact could be signed by any of several persons, including Raul Castro, presently touring behind the Iron Curtain. Or it could be signed by Fidel Castro himself when he visits Moscow in the near future. This is Robert Perez in Havana. And now back to James McCarthy in Washington.
In other news, a vast air sea search is underway for that American reconnaissance plane missing on a photographic flight near Soviet territory. Air Force officials in Germany have issued the rather roundabout statement that it's highly unlikely that the plane entered the Soviet Union. Then they quickly added, of course, anything can happen. The plane's last reported position was at a point between Norway's Spitsbergen Island and Russia's Kola Peninsula, which juts into the Arctic Ocean. All shipping in the area has been alerted to be on the lookout for 6 men, possibly floating in a dinghy. That's the news. James McCarthy reporting.